Hello everyone, my name is Zard and welcome back to another video. Today I'll be taking a look at set 76185, the Spider-Man at the Sanctum Workshop. This set has 355 pieces, is part of the Spider-Man No Way Home branding, and is actually based off Spider-Man No Way Home, or at least has the characters from the movie and would make sense with what we've seen from the trailers. So this is the only set of the new October Spider-Man No Way Home wave that is actually based off the film. It has the same branding though with the integrated suit there, which you do get in this set. There's a spider logo there, the 4 minifigures, Spider-Man, MJ, Doctor Strange, and Wong. And on the back of the set, just show you the box there, you can see the build just a bit better there. You can see Doctor Strange, the figures doing some things, and the back of the build there. And it says Spider-Man No Way Home. So now I'll take a look at the set build. So here is Spider-Man at the Sanctum Workshop. So this set, like I mentioned before, is the only set of the 3 that is actually based off the film, not inspired by the other 2 MCU Spider-Man films. But it has 4 minifigures being Doctor Strange, MJ, Spider-Man, and Wong. So first thing I'll take a look at is the build of the actual Sanctum Workshop. Take these nice figures out, and then in the back there's also the little bug monster creature here, which is the first thing I'll take a look at. I'm gonna guess this is just a enemy they wanted to throw in because they didn't really have knowledge of villains yet. Maybe they had an inkling but didn't want to do it or have these pictures revealed before those are revealed. Maybe we get a couple more sets in the future that can have those villains like Green Goblin, Doc Ock, whoever shows up in the film, Electro, whoever it is. So here is this monster. It has some nice pieces throughout to create the legs. I like the figure or character. I think it's interesting. I don't know if there's going to be anything like this in like the Sanctum basement where they go to do the spell. But it is still a nice and interesting build, and I like the add-on to the set, and I think it's quite cool. It has a few like claws there, the eyes and the pinchers there are nice. There's a few more there, and there's, I guess, a little tail element there. And yeah, this build is interesting. Like I said, I don't expect it in the film, but I do like the build nonetheless. So here is the main build of this set. It's the Sanctum Workshop, like it says in the title of the set. So this is inside the Sanctum where I'm not 100% sure. I think it's a mix of just something they made up in the Sanctum, and where Spider-Man, Ned, and MJ seem to kind of be hiding out for a bit. Maybe not totally, I don't know. Like there's the picture that was sent or put up earlier that it seemed like they were in the Sanctum Sanctorum, but it also wasn't snowy like it is in the trailers, so I'm not too sure about how that's all gonna work out. But there's that, and I think there's the basement part, because you can see the basin in the back, which kind of reminds me of when they actually did the spell in the trailer. So for the build, there's this little shelf area that has a computer there, which I believe has Who with Peter Parker's face on it, and you can also see Mysterio, so that I guess would be like the Daily Bugle website posting about Peter Parker being unveiled as Spider-Man. So the shelf here is quite nice, just a gray shelf with a bunch of different things on it, and I really like how this shelf looks. I really like Lego shelves when they're all filled up like this. Some interesting things, there's an egg, there's a cauldron there, a toolbox, a bunch of different jars throughout it. And one interesting jar I found, it's in there, the clear one. There's another one throughout the set, right at, let me see, I'll just move this around, and it's right under the, it's right there. It's behind the computer, and I think that might be meant to be Spider-Man's web fluid, which is interesting. That's what I'm guessing. There's also another monster coming out of a chest right here, which I'm guessing is just like some multiversal creature, maybe. It has the tentacles like the creature we've seen in What If a couple times. The computer has a beatbox around it, the chair, cookie, coffee mug, the actual computer with the keyboard there, and an hourglass on the floor. There's also a lamp right there. There's a spider web there as well. On the other side, there's a tool rack, which is really nice. I love the build of it. They use all the tool pieces you get in that little bag. There's the couch, a little bar stool, I guess maybe not a bar stool, just a stool. There's the drawers right here, which do have things in it. You can just pull those out. And they have a few different tools throughout it. There's also a little cup right there, the couch gaming controller. There is the candle right there. You can fit a couple minifigures, maybe only one, and it'd be a really tight squeeze to get two on there. There's a bike right there, and you can get a bit of an access into the basement or the back part of this build. So the main part, you see this open bit, which gives you access to that basement, or just, I'm going to call it basement because that basin really reminds me of the one they used. There's quite a few stickers here lining all around here, which is some really nice detailing. I quite like that. The brick pieces here in that color look really, really cool. I'd love to see a remake or a new one, especially for Multiverse of Madness, of the Sanctum Sanctorum, like the Infinity War one. I would just absolutely love to see that set. I don't know how big the Sanctum is going to be in Multiverse of Madness, but I wouldn't mind a No Way Home one. Maybe not, like, some of my thoughts for some No Way Home sets, like, there's the bridge. We see the bridge battle in No Way Home. So maybe they can do one of those, they did the Spider-Man bridge battle before, just giving some characters in the movie. So say they are in the film. They may not be, but if they are, the other two Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire's and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, their suits, I don't know if the Iron Spider is actually going to be in it, so maybe another way to get the integrated suit. Then you could have a bunch of the villains, and they would battle on the bridge, and I think that would be a really cool set. Another idea I had was, I'm thinking from the trailer and how all this stuff is worked out, is how if, like, say the villains are trapped in the Sanctum, and they have to break out, and then we get a big Sanctum build. That's a big set in a No Way Home Summer Wave, and I'd absolutely love to get that set. You could get the 6 Sinister Six villains, and you could get Spider-Man, the other two Spider-Man, even Doctor Strange. Just so many minifigures in such a nice build. I'd absolutely love to see a Sanctum build. So you turn the build around and you see the little basement area. You do get an access to more of the ugly side of that white, which doesn't look great. You also see another white piece there, which I would have preferred them to use a gray of that piece, because I know it exists. There's some rocks throughout it, a spider, a scorpion there. There's this little bit which has a gem and like a trophy, which I don't know exactly what the trophy's meant to be. There's the basin, which I'm guessing is the one they used to do the spell that you see in the trailer. But yeah, that's the back of it. There's not a ton going on, but it does really give you a bit more depth to the set, especially when you look at depth. Sorry, I feel like I said that incorrectly. To the set, because you can just see so much going on. There's a lot of playability here. While having a decent display set, like you can just have the figures mess around with this monster there. And I really like this set. I think this, either the Vulture wings or this is my favorite build. And probably this overall my favorite set, because I like every element of it. And I like this Sanctum build. Now I'm going to look at these really, really nice 4 minifigures. So here are the 4 minifigures of the set: Doctor Strange, MJ, Spider-Man in his integrated suit, and Wong. So the first minifigure I'll take a look at, probably the more basic figure, one you can make with some pieces you have, but still a nice one. MJ. MJ seems to be a decently large character in the film. I quite like the character of MJ. This is probably my favorite MJ in Spider-Man movies. I really quite like her. The hairpiece is nice. I think the face print is also nice. This is the other face print. I feel, to me, this feels more like the face print that works for this MJ. There's no leg printing, which for a more like civilian figure is totally fine. I prefer the printing to be put on Wong, Spider-Man, and Doctor Strange. One of the only figures of this wave that doesn't have leg printing, Vulture's the only other one. The printing on these minifigures for this wave is really, really good. So the next minifigure I'll take a look at is Wong, who seems like he's not going to have a huge role in this film, but is going to be in it. Seems like he just packs up and goes through a portal, and maybe he comes back at the end, realizing what Doctor Strange and Peter have done. But he has the coat on with the Sanctum being just having snow all throughout it. The coat is very bright, but I think it works for what we've seen it look like in the trailer, and you can see his actual suit underneath it, which I quite like. I don't know about this hairpiece for Wong. I see that Wong has a bit of hair, but it seems shorter. I like this face print, though. There's no back face printing, which is interesting because it is covered up by the hairpiece, but I still do really like this minifigure, and I'm really happy to get a Wong. I'm trying to get that Bricktober pack. I found someone who had it, and then they're like, well, I don't want to sell it anymore, even though they put it up. But here is Doctor Strange. So this is my first Doctor Strange. One of the really not that many sets with MCU Doctor Strange. There's the Sanctum Sanctorum. Then there's a few other sets of the Doctor Strange set, and this one, is that it? Like, there's really not a lot of figures, and I think this is... No, I think the earlier Doctor Strange set would have probably been the cheapest way to get it, but I really like this figure. You have a new Cloak of Levitation piece, one piece instead of the cloth pieces. You can see the Eye of Agamotto there, which is not opened, and of course the Time Stone shouldn't be in it. Doesn't make sense for it to be in it. But I don't blame Doctor Strange for wearing this thing. Maybe there's a reason, but if there isn't a reason and they just have it on him for this film, I don't blame them. It looks pretty badass, and I would wear it if I had the Eye of Agamotto too. It's pretty cool. I can't blame him. So there's some leg printing there. I like the torso printing. The light blue throughout it is a little interesting. I don't mind it. It's just for sure interesting. The face print there is nice. You can see some gray throughout the beard. And on the back face print, it's a little more upset look, which seems to fit the film when he's pushes Peter's astral form out of his physical form, and on the train too. So I like that face print. There's some side gray in the hair, which is I like this hairpiece. I think it works for Doctor Strange, and I think it really adds some detail to this figure, having the printing. See how it seems like it has a life of its own, right? With it just flowing, and it just looks really nice. So the next figure, the last figure I'll take a look at, is Spider-Man in his integrated suit. So this seems to be one of the main films or main suits of the film, maybe the main suit of the film. We haven't seen it in the trailer, which I'm thinking that this suit is the actual suit he's wearing in the scenes where he's wearing the Iron Spider suit. They just made it for the trailer, because this is in all the box arts for all the products, and it just makes sense for this to be the main suit, and it's weird that it's not in the trailer, so that's just my guess. But I really like this minifigure. I would say from the box, I wouldn't mind this figure having arm printing. There is the gold and the red that I would have liked to see. It has black hands, which I would say it fits. But yeah, this minifigure for me, it may be asking a bit much, but I would like arm printing on this figure just because it seems like it does have quite a bit of detailing on the arms. But the leg printing is really nice. Dual-molded legs printing on it, and the spider logo looks really nice. And the back printing looks really nice. I believe this is the same head that's used throughout different Spider-Man figures, newer Spider-Man figures. The black and red suit, the Marvel What If minifigure series suit, and then this one. So yeah, these figures I think are really nice. I love that we get Wong. Doctor Strange, really nice. Love that new Cloak of Levitation piece. The integrated suit's really nice. And the MJ figure is also really nice. So now I'll go to my final thoughts on this set. So that was my review of the Spider-Man at the Sanctum Workshop set. I do really like this set. I think it's probably overall my favorite build. It is the most expensive out of the three sets, being at $50, which I think is a really fair price for this playset. You get 4 minifigures, which are really nice ones. I love that Doctor Strange cape. MJ is nice. The integrated suit's also really nice, and getting Wong for the first time in an actual set is also really nice. And the build, it has some nice depths to it. Depth. Don't know why I keep saying it. Depth. That's just weird. I'm saying it odd today. How this comes out with the toolbox, the shelf, and this main area with the background there, the back area with the basin and the shelf and all that, or the rock area, and the monster too. I think it's quite nice, and yeah, it's just a really nice set. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd for sure suggest this set, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.